Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Kent from Craft Brew Morphology. I didn't think I was going to go live today. It is collegiate conference wrestling action today. Most of the major conferences have their tournaments today, so I figured out I had a break in between the wrestling, so I'm able to actually come on and do this. So if you know me, I'm a former collegiate wrestler myself, so this stuff is very, very exciting to me to watch, some kids I coached, some kids, that I have grown up, since I've been out of it, and just see, them succeed at this next level. It's really exciting. Upsets galore over at the Big Tens. Number one seeds going down in the quarters to a ninth seed. I mean, that's exciting, right? I mean, you anyway. So yeah. This is one of the weekends that's exciting for me. My high school team is currently second in the PIAA state tournament. I don't think they can win, but they have two finalists, and the one guy is going to be a three-time champ if he wins and a one-time runner-up. So this is a three-time state champion. He's never not been in the finals of the state tournament, yet he's going to play football at Lafayette College. I don't know. I think that's just crazy. It's Pennsylvania. We have the best wrestling in the country. Anyway, this is a ball python chat or reptile chat, so let's get it to there. Remember, as always, support USARG. Let me bring the thing up. Boom. And we have some recent legislative wins for USARG in I think Colorado, Washington, Louisiana, some other states. I mean, it's really cool to see that. What's good, Nick? Thanks for tuning in. So it's exciting to see us get some wins, or at least get some stuff tabled. USARG membership at a bronze level is $50. If you're not doing that, why? I mean, at this point, it's ridiculous. You know about it. You've obviously found more market. You found me doing my shit on here. You should know about USARG. And they're the only legislative or lobbying body that fights for our rights as reptile keepers. So if you're not supporting them, I don't know if I can support you at this point. Anyway, so I was hoping to have some other people come on here, but apparently I'm not popular. Is what it is. I did some things, last minute to try to get some guests, try to get some people on the panel. Let's sort of talk about the market, marketing, and, how we're evolving when stuff might not be selling. But, with that being said, clearly people haven't shown up. So I'm left by my lonesome, but I did miss my Tuesday show. I was tired. 7:30 in the morning is like really early to be up there and be on point. So I'm here and I can talk about similar things. So my Tuesday show was supposed to be all like about misinformation, stuff like that. And when you're up here on YouTube, on social media, you have to be cognizant of what you're saying, right? Because this can get to a wider audience. So if you're saying something that might not be, correct, maybe it works for you, that's fine. But at least hedge that like you're new. I'm relatively new. This is going into my third season. I mean, that is very new, right? I'm waiting on clutches, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, that sort of thing. So I'm very new when it comes to the breeding side, the business side. And I just want to make people aware of that. I come on here with my opinions where I view things. They may differ from yours. I still like pastel. But it works in certain projects. But we see a lot of not necessarily misinformation. Like we saw something with between Darian and Adam Wickens about cohabbing leopard geckos. Well, they live in colonies in the wild. Let's end it there. Whether or not you want to keep them together, that's your thing. Now, I would not recommend keeping a bunch of males together, and I'm going to get flack for this probably. But if we're trying to replicate nature, right, in our enclosures, things like that, Sorry, my mom just texted me. Apparently, I have to pay my $80, truck registration. That's twice as much as your car. So, um, oh, okay, I'm turning my phone off. But yeah, we try to recreate these environments as close as possible to what is existing in nature, right? And with ball pythons, we get kind of close, give them a dark spot, belly heat, things like that, some substrate. But really, they're living in termite land, like where they're finding, rodents in the wild. So if you want this big old bioactive thing, you better be sure to fill it all up with dirt and put a rodent, hide in there. That's what they're doing. But with the with the leopard geckos, I've kept in colonies for the entire time I've been keeping leopard geckos, and it's been 20 some years, right? Never an issue. Only one male, multiple females. But they're nice to have as pets. It just bugs me where it's like, oh my god, this thing needs a freaking mansion. And this might turn into a rant show. I don't know. I have some good news. But it's like, these things live in colonies in the wild. And you can't keep a 1.5. Well, yeah, they're nice pets to look at. And I know Tommy and I were talking about this last week, about the Facebook stuff, the, social media stuff where we're like, oh my God, this is the end of the world type of shit. Yeah, Phil. Pennsylvania likes to get our user fees. What's good, David? New name? Awesome. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but you were DSC Reptiles before, now you're Join Reptiles. But yeah, I don't know. We just put out this misinformation. And if you were like me and you're back in the 90s, you were keeping in the worst freaking husbandry imaginable, right? Like you had that AstroTurf, that red light, and we thought that was fun. Move forward, 20, 25 years, that's not fine. We know that. It just bugs me where we get caught up on stuff. Yeah, you probably don't want to cohab your leopard geckos because, a male will try to breed something, nonstop. But if there's multiple females, it can be fine. I cohab 2 Russian tortoises together. If you saw some of my DMs on Thursday, they can get rough. Hopefully we'll brewmate them, next year. I think she'll be big enough. I don't know the exact ages, but it's like, you can keep stuff together. And it's a personal preference on a lot of things, right? Are they happy, healthy, thriving, eating, and another issue for the whole, cohabbing thing is, they're going to be out competing each other for resources. So if you give them multiple hides, multiple things for water, things for feeding, you're fine. And gecko people come at me, especially if you're under 25, because I've been doing it longer. Not successfully breeding them, but I've kept them, male and female together, male and multiple females. Yeah, it is what it is. They seem to work fine. And when I take them apart, they don't work as well. That's what I've seen. Exactly. And I've never, right, Tommy, I've never seen the male be overly aggressive. Right. So, if I saw that, everybody's got all their digits and, the tails haven't dropped. I mean, they're all healthy. Again, a lot of these things come down to your personal preference, what works for you. And I mean that across the whole spectrum of this hobby, this industry. There are things that will work for me that won't work for you. But it doesn't mean I'm wrong, and it doesn't mean you're right. And I'm neither right nor wrong. It just what's worked for me. I keep my ball pythons in rack systems, varying from wood to PVC, things like that. And we get to this we're gonna fight. We're definitely. It's like one of the other dumb, hillbilly arguments is what power tools are the best, right? It's a dumb argument. Or like what truck is the best. What's up, Jeremy? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, I feel like a little bit of ranty. But again, I haven't really promoted bringing this chat, getting people on here aside from like today and like a couple days ago, to get people to come up here and talk about the market and things like that. But we are on social media, so you have to watch out what you say, right? You never know who's going to listen to your opinion and take that without a grain of salt or anything. So with all that being said, my little rant aside, and my dog, obviously annoying me. So I want to share something that I really respect out of breeders of ball pythons, or breeders in general. So I got two people that I really want to shout out right now because they have contacted me after I bought animals from them. The first one is actually my buddy Charlie from Reagan Renee Royal Pythons, right? So I bought this het genetic stripe, possible het DG from him, almost a year ago. And then he texted me a little while back being like, hey, she's possibly het cryptic. Okay, cool. That's not why I bought her, but it's a nice added thing, right? So now instead of just being a, single het G stripe, she's now possibly double het. So I'm waiting for her to shed so I can get her sheds out, see if she's het DG and het cryptic. And that's awesome, right? And another one, and this one is very much more exciting for me, given that it's a male that I just bought. So this one's from Aaron Kohler Reptiles. So obviously I think this guy's awesome, right? Blackhead Leopard DG, possible het for pied, likely proving depending on things. But he texted me yesterday. Oh yeah, hypo popped up in the clutch. So he tested a couple animals that are het for hypo. I mean, he didn't have to tell me that, but he did. And now this makes this male, if it proves out for the double het, amazingly more powerful. And I really respect that. Like, he didn't have to be like, hey, it popped up. He could have just let me never pair that and find out, 2-3 years down the road. But he told me. So I really appreciate when people do that, right? So if something pops up, you have something from them, and, they just let you know that, hey, this is there too. I think that's awesome. What's good, Eric? Another PA guy. I mean, I just think that's really exciting to like have stuff pop up in your collection, right? And from the collection this male DG was produced from, it was a blackhead leopard combo DG to a DG. He popped out pieds, and he also popped out possible het hypo stuff. So I mean, that's insane to have that just pop up, and I think that's awesome. Very happy to have that here. Possibly regretting, not getting the clutch mate that's DG, Poshet, Leopard DG, Poshet Pied, and now Poshet Hypo. But I am getting a Pied Het DG from him. So that'll, work. PA fam in the chat, what's good? Yeah, I mean, so that's the stuff that's exciting here. Like, when people tell me, oh, hey, this popped up. Yeah, right? I mean, that's awesome. And I think, on my side, I would definitely tell anybody who's gotten snakes from me, snakes from certain clutches, that, yeah, this stuff popped up. And I think you should, right? Don't leave it up to them to, test for things randomly, or, hopefully they, produce something 2 to 3 years and like, oh, hey, this is here. You tell them, don't let them tell you. But yeah, we're here. Conference Wrestling Saturday. Thank you to the 7 people that are still watching me rant for like 15 minutes. Really appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's stuff that's just missed. It happens. Depending on your combos, you might never see it. I mean, you could have hidden hets for days, but just don't. I'm not of the mindset of like, yeah, it's a pos het now, but I'm obviously going to test it to figure it out. Um, it's not like I'm going to continue to breed him, right? And be like, oh yeah, now this is a pos quintuple het. No, it's going to be what it is. 100% visual wise. I'm not going to carry things over, and I think people, should know, what's going on. And always, if I'm going to test it for my own breeding purposes, I'm going to test the hatchlings as well, just because I want to know if I'm getting the best holdbacks, things like that. It should be specific. Oh, I mean, for me, David, I think it actually works because like that brings like Hypo Clown over because I just got that now, and I think that's awesome. This one is also possibly het for Hypo. Hopefully, they all prove out. It's awesome. Jeremy, is that date is what is it, the 10th, something like that? I forget. Let me look at the calendar. Scrolls down. July. It's the 6th, right, Jeremy? All right, so we're all going to be hanging out, some weekend in July over at Jeremy's. That should be fun. And I guess he's working on getting Adam there and Phil, and they can jam together. That's sweet. It's always a good time. There we go. Yeah, I've had a blast past 2 years there. It's nice seeing these guys outside of reptile shows and these YouTube lives and things like that. It's just really exciting. I might call some of them friends, maybe. But it's been nice getting to know these guys in Pennsylvania for the past 2-3 years, something like that. Had a little bit of the pandemic in there, but yeah, I mean it's really exciting, and I would argue network that way over spending $1,000 to go to a show halfway across the country. Get in with your local crew. I mean, these guys, despite what the group chat says, they are so awesome, right? Everybody's there, to support each other, give or take. What's good, Joe? Thanks for tuning in. Thank you for redonating the FNA credit that you guys won to their spin to win to support the surgery for Fred's dog. That's awesome. How dare I say such mean things about him? Well, Jeremy's charging now, so and so now Phil has a paid concert. Yeah, I mean, it's just like exciting, right? You get to meet these guys. I got to become friends with them. I would argue that is more beneficial than me being a nobody and flying out to Pomona, flying out to Tinley. I'm on the internet, man. Like at this point, I don't think me being on the ground in Tinley, where I'm not going to have anybody that's really going to buy for me, makes any sense. I'm going to Daytona this year because there's some friends down there that I'd love to see. Love to hang out with. Plus, Florida is somewhat decent, in the summer. So I just want to make that. That's how I feel about it, right? We have our local market, and that's where I want to try to focus on. Because at the end of the day, somebody from the other side of the country is not going to be buying my $20 pastel. So I want to look to be cultivating relationships locally. And I'm super excited to go. I have to book my plane tickets and find somebody to watch Stella, and make sure I can get that taken care of. What's good, Jim? Thanks for tuning in. I wanted, I guess, this is kind of, I wanted to talk about marketing yourself. I don't do a great job of marketing myself. Stroke your beard for me. Yeah. Thanks for, giving me the, the flex in the chat, but not popping up here. You have the link. But yeah, I got some snakes from Chris. Great guy to work with. Maybe He makes fun of me for stroking my beard. I get that. I do it. I talk with my hands when I'm not talking. He even got his daughter to make fun of me at the show. But whatever. If that's the worst thing I do on here, then whatever. Now he's gonna stop. So what are we at? Like 17 the entire time? Yeah, I appreciate you guys tuning in. I mean, yeah, Eric, it's about networking, right? And if you're not vending, but I feel like most of these shows are going to be like my trade convention stuff that I went to, where I'm just going to go hang out, have a few beers, not really learn anything, meet some people. But at the end of the day, what did it benefit me? And that's my opinion. I honestly think, cultivating, in Pennsylvania, surrounding states, if I can go to shows, seeing you gonna be baby faced. Thanks, Jeremy. Just be happy. I can grow one, and don't make fun of me. Sending me your Amish freaking statues and whatnot. I have a mustache. They don't. But yeah, I don't know. I really think to get yourself out there, you can do it without traveling. Outside of your locus operation, right? I've been to shows 3 hours away, things like that. Then a show, I was really hoping to have some people on to like tell me, hey, it's not that bad, but it was that bad of a show for me. But yeah, I don't think you need to like be going out there. Am I going to Gettysburg? No, I will be in Kansas City, watching wrestling. So won't be there. Maybe later in the year I'll then, if BNS has a table available. But it depends. Maybe the May Bloomsburg show. But other than that, it's really hard. I only have like 4 snakes available, so I gotta up production of like isopods, things like that. And it's like it's not really worth it to drive out there, spend the money, hotel room. Yeah. I mean, you got people now that can just do this solely on Work Market, solely on YouTube. I mean, you got people like, KG from Bomb Projects. He's probably going to come on tonight for, Malaysia's thing and give away another snake. Yeah, PA is weird. It's like you got like 3 shows over there, and all the shows are like central to Eastern PA. But with that being said, I brought up, KG and Malacio from Wiz Constrictors. Later tonight, he is doing his 1,000 subscriber giveaway. So if you guys want to see something, you can get in on. I got something. Once my dog leaves me be. So this is a boy I put up. I have one that's similar genetics plus a codon. So this is a male double het clown genetic stripe, possible het enhancer. Now, since I am giving him away, he will probably prove to be het for enhancer. But yeah, if you tune in later tonight, you can get him, and hopefully I can ship him, Monday or Tuesday. But yeah, somebody take him. It's a double het male. You got a visual clown, visual G stripe. You're gonna make him. Get out of there. But yeah, I feel like I got a snake from him, so I figured I'd repay the favor in donating, putting one up for his 1,000 giveaway. This is the one I got from him from Keys giveaway. Wahhabe hypo. Decent size on her so far. Sent her last Tinley, so that was awesome. Like the one day I didn't have COVID, I picked her up. But yeah, I feel like when you get something like that, give back. There's the link for the show tonight. Thank you. That's good, Matt. I was hoping you were going to come on here, but you always give me the thumbs up, like the idea, but never want to come on. But yeah, I figured, since on this Tuesday, today could just be fine with me, ranting, raving, whatever. Um, thank you, Vance. But yeah, I really think, as far as, marketing yourself goes, you can only be you. I'm going to be me, all the time. And if you see me, you meet me, it's the same guy you see here. I'm not going to, do anything to promote myself over the top. I'm going to show you snakes. I'm going to talk to you how I, would talk to you as friends. I'm never going to be like, oh, hey, I'm going to do this, giveaway, things like that. Oh, well, maybe that's why nobody joined. Whatever. But yeah, I be your true self. Show your true north. Don't be phony. Don't try to be what, other people or what you think other people want to see from you. I've said it time and time again. I'm never going to do anything gimmicky. I might occasionally do something where, I maybe give something away, thank you people for watching type of thing. But I'm not going to do like racist spin to wins, things like that. I'm never going to do anything sort of detract from my true north, right? I'm never going to show a live feeding video. I'm never going to, deal with that stuff. And yeah, Jeremy is like time 22 touching the beard. But yeah, I really think, putting yourself out there like that, in a negative light just for views and things like that, I don't agree with that. Yeah, sure, I can show live feed. I can show like 40 some live feedings later today. I'm never going to do that because it's not my thing. Never going to buy my love. I'll make the right Ultramel combo and then maybe. But yeah, I mean, I really think if you're not being your true self, like if people don't meet you in person and be like, oh yeah, I knew this guy for like 2 years because I watched him. It's like, oh, you meet me and I'm like a completely different person. That's messed up, right? It's like, oh, here's this like facade of a guy. You came for the races. Well, Rob, I will give you, you pay shipping or come up and, visit me and you can get a male pastel. Oh, see, and I made it about a half an hour before my dog is gone crazy and cut me with her nails. But yeah, I think people try to like get to being monetized, get to being, whatever, just for that sake. And it's like, at the end of the day, what is it, a couple bucks? I really don't care. It's not like where I'm making my money and like, oh, if 70 some odd new people or whatever the hell it is, once to subscribe, give me 3,000 hours more of watch time, I'll get some money from this. I really don't care. That's not why I'm here at the end of the day. I'm here at the end of the day because I think I still like this, right? I still think I, like doing this, like being by myself, talking to a chat, not having a guest. At some point, maybe I'll be like, videos are the right way to go. Yeah, I know. Right, like when you meet Danny in person, you find he's actually nice sometimes. But yeah, I don't know. It's like, yeah, people get caught up. Oh, I hit 1,000 subscribers. I hit, I got 2,500 followers on Instagram. Well, what is it translating to? I mean, I got 2,100 followers on Instagram, and I still can't sell a pastel. So, like, it's meaningless. Who cares? So, put in the work, market yourself. Even if you do market yourself, sometimes you might not be able to sell these things on social media. Again, it's like, who cares? I have 51 Facebook friends on my personal Facebook page. I posted like 2 things, and like 3 of them, or 2 of them were accidental. Well, yeah, no one can sell a pastel. Well, why is that? Because you got people, pastel's dookie and everything. You got people, oh, you can't put it in clown. Well, I have a pastel in clown. It's got Enchi and Yellow Belly. It still looks freaking good. Pastels are show snakes. So are normal. So are pied. So are clowns. I mean, at this point, we just race to the bottom on certain things. And it's kind of ridiculous. I mean, they're still ball pythons, still the same animal, right? At the end of the day, my $20 pastel is the same as my $2,000, DG Haas doublehead blackhead leopard. Same thing. Eat the same thing. But we have some people that just put it upon themselves to talk crap on a lot of animals. And, maybe you're not working them in the right combos. Unfortunately, I didn't hit too much. I got some pastels. But at the same time, I was shooting for something better. This was the byproduct. And, if everybody's just giving away their byproduct, to somebody like you, what? Oh my God. I feel like I can no longer do this show anymore because I have this dog that is 8 years old and already went outside and just knows I'm doing this. Yeah, you heard that, right? All right. I hate to do this. I wish I had earbuds on so I could walk away. Yeah, right. She's like, pastels suck too. Okay. Well, it's raining outside and you're not going to go. Come on. And now I'm losing people, Stella. No, exactly. So I didn't actually lose anybody. But yeah, she's just here whining because I'm doing this. Find you somebody that actually nobody left. Right. Well, thank you. I appreciate you guys, except for Chris. But maybe if his Desert Ghost proves out to be for hypo, that'll be nice. And now she's quiet. Anyway, but the whole point earlier was misinformation. Don't put stuff out there. What is good, Josh? Thanks for tuning in. But when you're marketing yourself, like what I try to do, not on these lives, but when I'm making posts, when I'm making reels, making shorts, things like that, I try to put the best visual representation up there. Oh, good. Hopefully you're vanilla, super vanilla trick proofs Heck Clown too. But yeah, if you're gonna do an unboxing, you have a light box. Use that light box. Just don't be like, hey, I'm going live. Here's a snake in bad light. There you go. Because sometimes we can't see it. You want to show off everything in the best light you can possibly do. Right. So if it's in, certain combos, highlight how that works. And I think we definitely need to start doing that because everybody says pastel sucks, but, like a pastel hypo clown is still pretty good looking. So it's, how do we, okay, yeah, it doesn't look good here. How do we move forward and be like, okay, we can still sell these things, in these combos, produce stuff that works. Yeah, obviously sometimes you're going to get byproduct and things like that. And yeah, even if you have a light box, the snake you get from me might not look like that, just because I sort of accentuated, things based on lighting, based on the camera, things like that. But you still want to put that quality content out there, right? And I can tweak a camera, make an ultra mel look like a monarch or whatever. And you just want to put, if you're trying to ultimately sell these things, the best lighting, best camera, you just use an iPhone. I've been using an iPhone for the past 4 videos, things like that, over a 1080p camcorder, over a DSLR camera, because it works. Lighting, I'm never, sometimes maybe for a short I'll just be like, here we go, because I'm lazy that day. But yeah, I mean, just put it out there. If this is the first time anybody, outside of the breeder and you is seeing the snake, make it pop. Put it in that light box. make that awesome video where like, okay, here's the unboxing. Here's the animal. Let's go check it out in the light box, get it that good lighting. And yeah, I think that'll help. As far as, bringing it back around, algorithm, things like that. Yeah, pastel works in certain things with certain combinations. It's, been around, for 30 years now. So, yeah, it's going to be everywhere. Same with Pied, same with Clown, same with, a couple other things. And obviously with increased inventory, the prices are going to come down. But, when people would rather buy a normal than your pastel because they heard on some podcast that pastel sucks. Yeah, right? There's places where it works. Even when you bring it into Clown with multiple, codoms and, other recessives. That's good, Malacio. I don't know how much longer I'm going to rant. I showed off the snake. Hopefully somebody picks it up tonight. That'd be awesome. Congrats again on your 1,000 subs. That is awesome. Not that I preach about caring about this stuff, but it's still really cool to hit that milestone, and I'm still going to be happy. And 80 some odd subscribers when I hit that. Probably not going to do anything too spectacular because whatever. But yeah, that is at 9 tonight. Eastern time. So go over, check that out. Yeah, I mean, I have a acid pastel, phenomenal looking. I mean, it is double head clown and Pied, but I mean, there are places where it works. But yeah, again, there's going to be certain things where it's not going to look the best. And is that because you had a bad line? If you have a bad line, then, okay, stray away from breeding that. I think the one I have in my super pastel leopard butter actually sucks. So I'm only breeding him because I have to, but everything this time around is going to be, either pastel Mojave or pastel butter. So, I mean, it's nice having the, acts like super blue-eyed Lucy. So I'm not just going to hit a single gene pastel. So hopefully as babies, when they're out next year, or whenever they pop out, we can move them. But yeah, I mean, there's certain things where it works, certain things where it doesn't work. And always breed for your eyes. Breed with your eyes. I mean, that show off the best things you can possibly do, right? And there's been, like, I have a het pied and a visual pied this year that I'm not breeding because I don't have the right male. And, could I make lace het pies? Sure. Could I make, something else het pied? Sure. But if I save her for next year, I can make something better. So, I don't think I want to breed just to breed, right? Just to have, I hit 10 glitches. Well, if they're all pastels, what the hell's the point? So, everything's going to be more targeted and with having these, recessives that are double visual pos heads, visual codoms with, some other hets, I think, I want to make everything targeted and really. So I actually do not feel like dealing with my dog. It's just me up here and she is not happy. So with that being said, I'm going to end it for today. I would have loved to have some guests talk about the marketing, things like that. It is what it is. It's a Saturday. It's raining outside. It's conference wrestling weekend. So I'm gonna go grab me some food and chill out with that before my dog drives me crazy. But it seems like every week this is a thing now. So apparently she doesn't like me doing these. But anyway, yeah. What? Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Be sure to go support everybody else who's doing podcasts and things like that today. Go support Lacey over with Constrictors for his giveaway. Check it out. I believe tomorrow, Fred and AJ are doing something for Fred's dog. So go support everybody. It's not hard to do. All right. See you next time. Hopefully I'll have something on Tuesday that's somewhat decent.